Good evening, everyone. Thank you for being here as we celebrate the Human-Centered Design and Engineering class of 2025. Woo! My name is Julie Keynes, professor and chair of the HCE department, and it is truly an honor to share this moment with all of you, our graduates, families, friends, and supporters. Seated behind me are the members of our incredible faculty. They've guided, challenged, and championed our students throughout their journeys here, and they are just as proud to celebrate their achievements as I am. In HCDE, we thrive at the intersection of research, education, and community, working together to advance equity, access, and opportunity. With these values in mind, I want to take a moment to acknowledge that we educate future human-centered designers and researchers on this campus on the unceded lands of the Duwamish and the Coast Salish people who are still here today, honoring and preserving their ancestral heritage. Today's ceremony will last about 2 hours. After these opening remarks, we'll hear from our guest speaker, Dr. Leila Takayama, a leading researcher and consultant in human-robot interaction. We'll then present a few special awards, and finally, we'll recognize each of our graduates individually, beginning with our bachelor students, then masters, and concluding with our PhD graduates. Today, we gather to celebrate a remarkable milestone in the lives of our graduating students. Over the course of your time in HCDE, you've grown into thoughtful designers, researchers, and engineers. You've learned to navigate the complexities of evolving technologies while considering the ethical and societal impact of your work. In HCDE, our students learn to listen deeply, collaborate across disciplines, and uplift voices that are too often overlooked. During your time here, you've shown us what it means to think and care and act with heart. And you've done so during a time of rapid change, meeting today's challenges with creativity and compassion. Though some may question the value of higher education, there is no doubt that your time here learning how to think deeply and critically, learning how to question assumptions and verify sources, and learning how to learn will carry you very well into the future, no matter what it may bring us. And education is the one thing that no one can ever take from you. Graduates, you are part of a movement that is reshaping what it means to be an engineer. Through your coursework and projects, you've shown that engineers pay attention to people, know how to ask the right questions, and consider the impact of their decisions. As you move into new careers, we hope you'll continue to draw on these values, bringing empathy and curiosity to the challenges ahead. We know there are many unknowns that you're facing in the road ahead, but we're confident that you'll be able to navigate this road with curiosity, empathy, and an orientation towards designing the future we all want to see. Now it is my pleasure to introduce our guest graduation speaker, Dr. Leila Takayama. Come on. Dr. Takayama is Vice President of Design at Robust.ai and a leading expert in human-robot interaction. Her career spans both industry and academia, with past roles as a tenured associate professor at UC Santa Cruz and a researcher at Willow Garage and at Google X. She brings deep expertise in translating human-robot interaction research into actionable insights, helping shape over a dozen robotic products, from drones to ground-based service robots to uncrewed ocean systems. Her clients include Fortune 100 companies, startups, and nonprofits. Dr. Takayama earned her PhD in communication from Stanford and holds undergraduate degrees in cognitive science and psychology from UC Berkeley. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Leila Takayama.
Thanks for that kind introduction, and congratulations to you, HCD class of 2025. I thank you so much for inviting me to join you here in celebrating your big day today. And I bet as you're celebrating and as you're starting to pack up your things to move out and move on, you may be getting some probing questions from those family members and friends here, asking you things like, so what are you going to do with this degree? What do you want to be when you grow up? What are you going to be doing 20 years from now, right? We get these questions. And I'm here to let you in on a dirty little secret. None of us know the answer to that question. Even those of us who are supposed to be the grown-ups in the room. We've gotten better at pretending like we have good answers. And, you know, we had plans when we were in your seats where you are right now and graduated, right? We had grand plans, but very few of us have stuck to those. And I think that's okay. I mean, my path has certainly been not narrow and not straight. I've worked in startups, in big tech companies, in academia, and now I work for myself. And it's been a winding journey, but along this winding path, I think I've picked up a few lessons along the way that I hope might be useful for you all here today. So I'm going to try to sum them up in just 5 tips. All right, you're trained in HCD, so you understand this stuff. You understand the risk of the waterfall method of planning things out, right? So just as you would do generative design research for figuring out, the early days of your product, this is the time to take the time to explore all the possible directions that you might take in your next steps. I think, graduating during an economic downturn is a time when you got to be extra scrappy and extra resourceful. I happen to know a bit about this because I have a knack for graduating at the perfectly wrong time every time. 2003, we had the dot bomb. 2008, we had a full-on global economic crisis. It was great. So I had to get a little scrappy, and I want to give you some tips that maybe, hopefully, will help you a bit here today. First of all, I snuck into the computer science department's career fair, even though we weren't supposed to be allowed in there. And I just chatted with some folks. I went up to the booth that had the weirdest company name, those Willow Garage. What is that? And that little casual conversation turned into a pivotal point in my entire career. I switched from doing human computer action to learning a bit about robots, and that made all the difference. So, given that experience, I think I have to recommend to you to explore places beyond the usual big tech companies, right? I think there are going to be quirky little startups. There's going to be hospitals, there'll be government agencies, there'll be other nonprofits, there'll be schools, and these odd places where they actually desperately need human-centered design. They need your help. They have customers, they have users, they have patients, they have alumni, they have donors, they have many other types of humans that they need to design their products and services for. And so I think, it's worth reaching out to them. If you see an organization that inspires you, find out what challenges they're facing, figure out what gaps they've got. And if, that job hunt is going a little bit slowly, you might consider doing a short-term project or maybe even a pro bono project for a nonprofit to build your portfolio and to help them along the way and to see the value of human-centered design and engineering. So if you've already begun your job hunt, which I hear most of you have, you probably noticed that no one knows what to call us. I would advise that you not limit your search to just UX research and design, because these days, people with our skills happen to fit remarkably well into other kinds of positions. Sometimes they call us things like human factors engineer or product manager, maybe product designer, maybe AI safety, AI alignment, or responsible AI researcher. There's many other spaces that we fit into. Also, if you decide to just go and strike out on your own, you get to call yourself founder. You can be VP of design. You could be chief product officer, and you could be CEO. I have friends who call themselves chief robot whisperers, so it's pretty fun if you decide to go it on your own. So tip number 2, just as you would do longitudinal research once you've launched a product, it's worth continuing to learn on the job. This one's an obvious one, right? Just stay in learning mode and you'll be able to more quickly adapt to those work practices of your team. When I first participated in hiring panels for UX researchers at Google X, I remember noticing that anytime we had a candidate who came in and said, I am interested in X, they usually got passed on for being too academic. If those candidates instead had said, I have studied X and it applies to these problems of type Y, they were much more likely to make it to the next round. So these words that we use send signals to these folks about the membership that we have in different communities. So it's worth, keeping an ear out just for those little differences that send those important signals to those potential hiring managers. But of course, you shouldn't go mindlessly assimilating into just one team culture. It's really, really helpful to find mentors both inside and outside of your organization. As I learned the hard way, your manager is not always your best mentor. You may have a manager who has your back, and sometimes you won't, right? And so you might consider doing what a very entrepreneurial buddy of mine does. She went and set up her own personal board of advisors who she meets with regularly. Um, I would say take a moment and just look around you, look around this room at the people who've gathered for you here today, and think about who pushes you to be the best version of yourself, who inspires you, and who's gotten you through those tough times. You might want to keep those people around, right? Throughout my career, I've had a very informal board of advisors who give me sanity checks whenever I'm about to make a crazy career decision. And actually, this guy here, James Landay, is one of those people. When I was a pipsqueak undergrad, just learning how to do research for the very first time, I remember turning to him and telling him, I have no idea where I should go to school. And he told me some advice that I've used many, many times over in my career now. He said, get it down to your two best options, whatever it takes to get down to two. Take out a coin. And on that coin, you're going to assign heads to one place and tails to the other. Now you flip that coin, and whichever side lands heads up is the one that you're going to go to. It's terrifying. Then you got to sit with that for a day or two. And most importantly, check your gut. If you feel relief at that decision, you've made the right decision. If your heart sinks, go with the other choice. Right. And so I think, I found a ton of value in getting to both do the coin flip and do the gut check, because there's no infinite list of pros and cons that's actually going to get you to the right decision. You got to check your gut too. All right, number 3, just as you would do evaluative research for, figuring out your next design iteration, it's really important to keep evaluating your career situation as you're going and making changes as needed, right? Like, be real about how things are going. Ever since 2008, I have a nerdy uh, admission to make to you. I have a spreadsheet that I used for tracking my career over time quantitatively, because that's what I do. And I measure my emotional valence, energy, and worry at certain milestones in my career. Like the first day of work at Willow Garage, the day that I quit working at Google, the day that I got tenure at UC Santa Cruz, and just taking a beat to reflect on how things are going and why has made a very big difference for figuring out what motivates and energizes me. Journaling is another way to do this qualitatively that works really well. However you do it, just keep checking in. One surprising thing that I learned from this emotional timeline exercise was that after earning tenure, I didn't want to do that professorship for the next 30 years. And that was kind of a tough realization. And when something like that happens, it's time to make a change. It's time to iterate on your career path. And in my case, I reflected on what was going well, what was going badly, what got me up in the morning. And for me, it was getting to mentor and coach other folks. It was super rewarding. Getting to apply research to real world problems was great. And one day a week, to pay the bills, I did consulting. And so I got to work with companies who never read any of our published research papers. What the heck? And so I decided I wanted to fix that problem. And so now that's my 5-day-a-week job, which is consulting and getting folks to use our research. And as my freelance friends would say, I went feral. Thanks. It's pretty fun. Tip number 4, just as you share your research insights and designs with others, make sure you keep giving back and keep participating in the broader communities, the folks you have here. Find ways to help your classmates and your colleagues and even strangers. And when some HCDE student many years from now reaches out to you, just respond. It's super rewarding to get to hear about other folks' stories and bounce ideas with them about how to solve their problems. You might even consider participating in some of our professional communities, right? Places like Kai. Do it with the people that bring you joy. And for me, I still enjoy organizing conferences, workshops, and gatherings to work on these wicked problems that are out there, right? And these days, for me, that's exploring things like how to deploy robotic technologies to reduce illegal fishing activity in our oceans and to remove marine debris from reefs. Those are the kinds of projects that I find inspiring. And now it's time for you to get to start figuring out what makes you inspired. This is your journey. This is not a race. There's no set course or set finish line. It gets way less structured from here. And in working at your journey, I think, for me, I've learned to prioritize working with people that I want to spend time with and learn from, and working on problems that are worth solving that I might be able to chip away at. For you, it might be different. And just like human-centered design, I think your career journey is really about the people. So don't make the mistake of trying to go it on your own. Folks like this guy over here, Gary Shea and I have been friends since undergrad days back at Berkeley, over 20 years ago. And if it wasn't for friends like him, I definitely wouldn't have had the stamina to pursue this kind of career path. As we navigated grad school programs and super intimidating job interviews and publisher Paris frustrations together, I have been lucky to have friends like him to be able to laugh and to cry with, and that's made all the difference. So that brings me to tip number 5. As you carve out your career path, bring along your family and friends. Make new friends and treat them well. Most importantly, express your gratitude to them now, because you never know when you're not going to get to see them again. Thank you for inviting me to be a small part of your very big day today. I hope you'll consider trying to apply your iterative design approach tools in shaping your own career. And thanks to your HCDE training, you've got the tools in hand to craft your very own beautiful, winding career path. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Takayama. I'm going to go off script and say, just iterating on human-centered design in your life is something I've tried to preach to all of you if you've had me in my classes. So you can apply this to your, learn who you are, learn who you want to be, and keep trying things and iterating and see how it's going. So I really love the message that you sent. So now we're going to move on to the awards part of our ceremony and honor a few individuals from the HCD community who stood out to the HCDE faculty this year. So Leila already gave a little bit of preview of this, but I'm going to first present the Mikey Award, which is an annual award that we give to a leader in our field and a dedicated friend of the department. Faculty nominate, vote on recipients annually each spring quarter. The award is named after our department's co-founder, Myron L. White, who is colloquially known as Mikey. So it's my honor to present the 2025 Mikey Award to Dr. James Landay. All right, James is going to stand here while I embarrass him. James is renowned on the human-computer interaction researcher and professor at Stanford University, where he co-directs the Institute for Human-Centered Artificial Intelligence. But before he became a fixture at Stanford, James was a professor at the University of Washington's Allen School for Computer Science and Engineering. James was the instigator of the cross-disciplinary Design, Use, Build, or otherwise known as DUB group, and he was an early champion of HCDE. We were a much smaller department back then, and James made sure we had an equal seat at the table as the human-computer interaction community at UW grew from very tiny to quite large and one of the largest in the world. James worked closely with our then department chair, Judy Ramey. He helped recruit some exceptional HCDE faculty, and he created space for the interdisciplinary inquiry that happens in HCDE. Large-scale collaborative efforts can be tricky, and James excelled at community building and lifting many different perspectives. After moving on from UW, James stayed in touch as a member of HCDE's external advisory board for several years, giving us sage advice during the challenging times of the COVID years. We're very grateful to his advocacy and know we wouldn't be where we are today without his vision and support. So on behalf of the HCD faculty, it's my pleasure to award James Landay the 2025 Mikey Award.
Thank you, Julie, for that kind introduction. And most importantly, congratulations to the graduates and to their families who have supported them through these years. I'm honored to receive this award from HCD from the faculty. When I got the email, I was super surprised, but it brought back so many fond memories of my time here at UW. When I joined the faculty in 2003, one of the big draws was the incredible people across campus. I saw the potential to make UW a national leader in human-computer interaction and design. HCD, then called the Department of Technical Communications, stood out as one of the key groups in that vision. And as Julie mentioned, under the leadership of Judy Ramey and with scholars like Jan Spiridakis and Beth Kolko and Jennifer Turns and many others, the department had enormous potential. I knew it could play a central role in shaping UW's future in human-computer interaction and design. And to build that future, we started this cross-campus group, DUB. And it really was just a name, a website, and a weekly lunch seminar. Sometimes that's all it takes to get people together and do something special. But it connected the faculty and students across departments and with Microsoft Research across the lake and Intel Research Lab that I led off campus. And Judy was really a crucial partner in that effort. I wish she was here today to say hello. And together we also launched a new interdisciplinary master's in HCI and design, bringing together, again, the 4 departments that were key players. Now, all of these efforts really helped raise HCDE's profile and made it possible to recruit the top faculty from around the world, many of them who are here on the stage today and also have taught you in your courses here at UW. And by the time I left in 2013, it was not that I was in fact dissatisfied. It was just clear that DUB had helped position HCDE and UW more broadly as one of the top 2 places in the world for human-computer interaction and research and education, and I felt I needed a challenge somewhere else. None of that could have happened without the people here in HCD, and I'm proud to have played a small part in that journey, and even prouder to see how far this department has come. I want the graduates, though, to think about that we're in a challenging moment right now. Political tensions and rapid changes in technology, especially AI, are raising real questions about the future of education and work. But through all of this, one thing remains true. The human-centered values you've learned here are more important than ever. Whether or not technology involves AI, the core principles of designing for people will always matter. So as you move into the next stage, whether in industry or academia, carry those values with you. They will serve you well, and they will help ensure that technology works for people, not just on them. Thank you again for this honor, and congratulations once again to all of today's graduates.
Thanks so much, James. All right, now on to the student awards. So I will first present our Student Awards of Excellence. These awards are selected, the award recipients are selected every year by the HCD faculty. We solicit faculty nominations, and then we meet to discuss outstanding students and honor them here today at graduation. To award our recipients, I'm going to ask you to please stand when we call your name, and you'll also see that they're wearing these fancy medals as well, too. So I will first recognize the award for academic excellence. This award recognizes students who have gone above and beyond throughout their coursework and have demonstrated intellectual inquisitiveness, insight, and growth. Often, the students receiving this award have been the top academic performers in their respective degree programs. The award this year goes to 4 students: Derek Lee, Grace Karina Bunardo, Cameron Su, and Yishu Feng. Right, may be seated. Next, I'll present the HCD Award for Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion. This award recognizes students who have made significant commitments to promoting diversity, equity, inclusion, and justice, either through outreach, research, or coursework. So the award this year is going to 3 students: undergraduate student Bianca Stiles, and graduate students Chelsea Solomita and Motalani Shinbanjo. Congratulations. Next, I'll present the HCD Award for Excellence in Innovation. This award recognizes students who have demonstrated excellence through the design and development of novel engineering artifacts or design and research practices that exemplify human-centered design principles. So you have 5 students winning the award this year. So we have undergraduates Yanxi Feng and Christian Kerr. And graduate students P. Yatrushka and Raghav Sharma and Rich Campasano. Next, I'll present the HC Award for Leadership and Engagement. This award recognizes students who have made significant contributions to the HCD community through their involvement and leadership. These students have taken on key leadership roles, inspired others to contribute, developed new programs to support students, and built relationships that enable and grow the broader HCD community. So this year we have 7 amazing leaders that we would like to honor today. It was really hard to decide, so we had to name you all. So we have undergraduate students Miley Jorgensen, Tin Lu, Betania Flores Torres, and Lance Garcia. And to graduate students, we have Jaylene Jessamine Lee, Sua O, and Melinda McClure Hockey. And finally, I'll present our Graduate Award for PhD Research. This award recognizes contributions to the student's field, innovation and research methods, and contributions to society, especially in areas of diversity, equity, inclusion, and access. The award this year goes to Hannah Twigg Smith. Hannah couldn't be here today, but we want to make sure to celebrate her nonetheless. Congratulations to all of our student awards. Next up, and this is the one that's really fun because they don't know they're getting these awards yet. Those students all knew, but these are the surprise awards. So we are going to do our Capstone Showcase Awards. So last week in this very room, it was a very different room. We had posters all around the edge, and the teams all presented their final projects at our department's Capstone Showcase. There were hundreds of people here. We had a public event with student teams meeting with our guest judges, including many of our alumni and friends working in industry. So the judges selected and awarded teams in the categories of creativity, engagement, and leadership. So students, when I announce your team's name, we'll have you please stand for applause. So we're going to give awards in the undergraduate and master's category for each of these awards. So the first of these is the Creativity Award, recognizing projects that innovate creativity and take risks with design, research, ideation, prototyping, or otherwise. So the Undergraduate Creativity Capstone Award goes to Annie Yao, Ashwin Prabhakar, Christian Kerr, and Gavin Giamatti. Their project is titled Interaction Design for Workplace Reflection and Discussion with sponsor 11fold. All right, now the Master's Award for Creativity goes to Katrina Zhang and Clarice Wu. Their project was called SurePlate, a personalized travel dining app to confidently order and connect beyond language. All right, next up is the Engagement Award. This award recognizes teams that go above and beyond with respect to one or more of the following: equity, justice, environment, and changing lives. So the Undergraduate Award for Engagement Capstone goes to Kevin Rogers, Mia Vong, Kulbir Singh, and Jackie Kwong. You know it's a good sign when they're sitting together. Congratulations. Their project was titled Electric Truck Machine Human Machine Interface HMI with sponsor PACCAR. The Masters Engagement Capstone Award goes to Dale Baker Jr., Hemant Batra, Semsem Muhammad, Pooja Takardi, and Candelaria Herrera. Their project is titled Digital Masters Entertainment and Play with sponsor Shunya Digital. Okay, finally, we have the Leadership Award. This recognizes groundbreaking and unique social or technical leadership. So the Undergraduate Leadership Award for Capstone goes to Cameron Sue, Elena Dalla Gasparina, Mia Nakata, and Ria Goyle. Their project is called Flow That Sells, Reimagining the Reuse Store with local sponsor Seattle Economy. All right, and finally, we have the Masters Leadership Capstone Award. This award goes to Patrice Elaine DeRoy, Bonnie Liu, Kelly McGee, Paige Han, and Hung Tren. Their project was titled Design for Learning, Helping Creators Build Games for the Classroom with sponsor Washington Interactive Learning Alliance. Congratulations to all of our Capstone Award winners. All Capstone Award winners will be emailed tomorrow with instructions on how to receive your award. So please be on the lookout for that. Congratulations to everyone. All right, parents and family, this is what you've been looking for. We're moving on to recognizing our graduates. So it is now my honor to recognize each of the students in this year's graduating class. We're first going to start with our bachelor students. So to do that, I'm pleased to introduce Professor Brock Kraft, Director of the HCD Bachelor's Program, who will present the candidates with a Bachelor of Science degree in Human-Centered Design and Engineering.
Thank you, Julie. It is my honor to present the graduating class of 2025 for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Human-Centered Design and Engineering. Students have provided brief statements, which will be read by Professor Alan Marks and Professor Arpita.
Not prepared. Rita Uluoch. Rita is grateful for her family's love and for the professors and friends who supported her. Here's to human-centered everything. Christian Real. Christian dedicates this achievement to his family, friends, bigs, and his little. He loves them all and is eternally grateful. Signing off. Matthew Kyle Pedraja. Matthew is grateful for all the memories made within HCDE and for the support of his family and friends. Ready for the next chapter in life. Tiffany Yen. Tiffany started university at 16, now 20. She's grateful for her supporters and is excited to join Capital One as a management associate. Junhee Lee. Junhee is grateful for the love and support of friends and family and for the whiskey companies that helped him through one sip at a time. Yeah. Vatsal Chandel. He thanks his friends and family for getting him through college as he starts his new life as a software engineer at Amazon. Smile, everyone. Fernando Jimenez. Fernando is grateful to all of his professors during his time in college and the friends he made along the way. Arshita Misra. Arshita is grateful to her mommy, Papa, and to her sister, Tani, for supporting and believing her. Shout out to Team Daves. Sophia Ling. Sophia extends gratitude to everyone who made her college journey extraordinary, her mom and dad, friends, and Figma Auto Layout. Unica Uchiri. Unica is thankful to her family and friends for encouraging her to pursue her passions and for always cheering her on stage and off. Sorry about that. Okay. Stacy Wynn. Stacy is a proud first-generation college graduate. She's deeply grateful for her friends, family, and countless cans of Red Bull. Sonmithi Prabhakar. Sonmithi is thankful for her friends and family and excited to pursue her master's in MSIM at the University of Washington. Cameron Su. Cameron is excited to apply all she's learned through HCDE and grateful for the friends she's made along the way. Cheers to the next chapter. Ria Goyal. Ria is thankful for her friends, family, and professors for their support and mentorship over the past 4 years. Whoops. Elena Dalla Gasparina. Elena is grateful to her friends, family, and mentors helping her have an incredible college experience that she will never forget. Mia Nakata. Mia is grateful for the friends and memories she's made at the UW. She's off to explore the world and is excited for the adventures ahead. I got some extra instructions. Okay. Christian Care is grateful for his friends and family who supported him along the way. Bianca Stiles. Bianca is the first in her family to graduate college. She thanks her loved ones, especially her husband, for being her biggest cheerleader. Haley Yort. Haley is endlessly grateful for her family, her friends, and capstone team for their constant encouragement and support throughout HCDE. Emily Ma. 4 years has flown by. Emily is grateful for the people she met and the memories made and would like to thank her family and friends. Bryn Morrison. Bryn is thankful for her family and friends for supporting her and making her time at UW so memorable. Kevin Rogers. Kevin will be joining AWS in Seattle this fall. He thanks God, his family, and friends for sticking with him through the past 4 years. Mia Vong. Mia is pursuing a career in product management and would like to thank her family and friends for their support. Jackie Huang. Jackie wants to thank her family, amazing capstone group, and all the friends she's made along the way for the best 4 years. Also, hi, Mom. Kulbir Singh. Kulbir is grateful for the support of his family, friends, and especially the faculty for putting up with his endless side projects. Kevin Ball. Ball? Paul. Oh, sorry. I read the phonetics. Sorry. Kevin Paul. Your days are numbered. Use them to throw open the windows of your soul to the sun. Marcus Aurelius. And also a shout out to his family. Yuvraj Mangulkar. Yuvraj is grateful for all his family and friends' support throughout his academic career. He is looking forward to see what the future holds. Cameron Miller. Cameron thanks God, his family, and friends. Go Dogs. Elisa Vinokurova. After graduation, Elisa plans to return to the San Francisco Bay Area to pursue a career in user experience research. Kea Karakia. Kea aims to create impactful user-centered designs. She would like to thank her family for their unwavering support over the last 4 years. Lance Garcia. Lance is still not exactly sure what HCD is, but he fears it may be too late to ask now. Jessica Zhang. Jessica is grateful for all the support that she has received from family, friends, and from the HCDE department. Oh, that's it. Mishti Dewan. Mishti is grateful for the support of her friends, family, and loved ones. Hanara Nam. Hanara is thankful for her family and friends who have been by her side, fueling her curiosity and creativity throughout her design journey. Fatima Boutique. Fatima thanks her family and friends for the endless support, late night pep talks, and pretending to understand what HCD is. HCD. Michael Rizwanto. Michael's HCDE journey was made possible by the support of many. Thank you to everyone who inspired, guided, challenged, and supported him. Vincent Din. If you ever need a hand, a friend, or someone to look at, Vincent will always be alongside you. Also, please add him on LinkedIn as well. Amy Huang. Amy is grateful for the support of her friends, family, professors, and faculty members. She's ready to take on her next chapter in life. Jennifer Young. Jennifer is incredibly grateful to her family and friends for their unwavering support and encouragement throughout the past 4 years. Hun Yu. Hun is the type of person who smiles to others and encourages them to keep doing great things. Yanxi Feng. Yanxi loves to turn problems into clever designs. Thanks to his parents, friends, and professors for all the love and support. Renee Jian. Renee is graduating with a double degree in design and HCDE. She thanks the support of her parents, partner, and teammates for the past 5 years. Anyao Pao. With endless gratitude, Annie thanks her parents for their unconditional love and support in her every step of the way. Michelle Jin. Michelle wants to thank her family, friends, and everyone she met in HCDE for their support. She's grateful for all the wonderful memories. Yishu Fang. Many thanks to my family and friends.
Nathan Bay. Nathan thanks his friends, family, and Tomorrow by Together for their support and encouragement. Yay, TXT. Simar Kanuja. Simar is thankful for her family, friends, and all of her HCD memories. She is excited to join Airbnb as a designer after graduation. Misty Chung. Misty is grateful to friends and family for their support as she begins her product design career, and she's excited to eat with Maya Song. Maya Song. Maya is thankful for her friends and family and is excited to pursue product design after college. She's excited to eat with Mandy Wu. Mandy Wu. Mandy is grateful for all the amazing friends and memories she has made in HCDE, and she's excited to eat with Vivian too. I love this. Vivian too. Vivian thanks her friends and family and will pursue product design after college. And she's excited to eat with Austin Lee. Austin Lee. Austin thanks his friends and family for supporting him. He'll be moving to NYC to start his career as a product designer and is excited to eat. That's it.
Sorry about this. That's not the vote.
Right, it's fine. Chris Sanders. Chris thanks his friends and family and will not miss the Sieg Hall elevator. Kota Barsi. Kota is grateful for his family and friends for their support. Gali Aloni. Gali wants to shout out to Ima, Abba, Adi, Tal, close friends, and myself for supporting me through the past 4 years. Mamona Zerbabiel. Mamona is off to Microsoft as a product manager this fall. She's deeply thankful for the love and support of her family and friends at UW. Summer Delahanty. Summer is excited to work as a product designer after graduation. She thanks her family for being here today and their unwavering support. Savannah Hub. Savannah is grateful for the support of her friends, family, and her cat, Finley. Finley, sorry. Nathan Hu. Nathan says, thank you to my family for supporting me every step of the way. You remind me to stay caring, passionate, and curious about everything I do. Samira Shirazi. Samira is forever grateful for her family and friends' support. She plans to continue her academic journey in a PhD program next year. Tin Lu. Tin is grateful for the support of her family and friends. Shout out to her capstone team and K-12 outreach team. Vivian Pham. Vivian would like to thank her family, friends, and endless matcha lattes for their needed support throughout her UX design journey. Grace Karina Bonarto. Grace is thankful for the support of her friends and family. She's excited about the next steps of her career as a product manager. Lee Nguyen. Lian's HCDE ride was packed with growth and good vibes, thanks to Nia Bay Outreach, Design London, and the Pickleball crew.
Annie Yao. Annie is grateful for her family, friends, and the amazing experiences she has had here. She's excited to continue her work in product and AI. Courtney Cho. Courtney is grateful for the support of her friends and family. After graduation, she will be pursuing her master's in biomedical engineering. Ashwin Prabhakar. Ashwin would like to thank his sisters for always setting a good example and his parents for always supporting him. Gavin Giametta. Gavin would like to thank his family who flew from Mississippi to be here, as well as all the friends he has made during his time in Seattle. Ha Vi La. She says every end sparks a new beginning. Ha wants to thank everyone who supported her. She's ready to turn this journey into a meaningful change. Tim Lowe. Tim would like to thank his parents, siblings, families, and Fermata a cappella for supporting him and making these past 4 years amazing. Zane Isley. When Zane wrote this, he said, I have capstone stuff due in 30 minutes. If I come up with more creative thing later, I will fill it in. Now, if not, funny. I love you, Mom. June Go. June is proud to finally graduate and deeply grateful to all the friends and family who supported him throughout these 5 years. Octavio Badillo. Octavio thanks his family, friends, and Figma. Without them, not a single design deadline or last-minute submission would have been possible. Reese Pestano. After graduation, Reese is excited to explain what HCD is for the rest of his life. Miley Jorgensen. Miley is grateful to Professor Arpita, her friends, family for all their support. Always follow your heart. Afra Zahir. Afra is grateful to the HCD department and would like to thank her family and friends for their support the last 4 years. Derek Lee. Derek thanks his friends, family, and Professor Arpita for their support as he pursues a master's in civil engineering this upcoming fall. I'm not making these up. Diana Thiam-Tisak. After graduation, Diana is headed to Southeast Asia for an adventure before starting her next chapter in project management and consulting. Decime Lizada. With love and thanks to her family and friends, Decime looks forward to her future in UX design. Bethany Flores Torres. Bethany is thankful for her parents, professor, and friends who have supported her throughout her HCD journey. Shannon Eugenie Prasetio. Shannon is happy to be graduating and thankful for the support. Minsung Kim. Minsung is grateful for the support of family, friends, and faculty throughout their journey in HCD. Bo Wang. Bo would like to thank his family, mentors, and friends for their unwavering support. Leah Marlundin. Leah would like to thank her family and friends for their endless love, support, and encouragement.
Congratulations to the entire bachelor's class of 2025. Now it is my pleasure to welcome Professor Daniela Rosner and Professor Mark Zachary, co-directors of the HCD Master's Program, who will present the candidates for the Master of Science degree in Human-Centered Design and Engineering.
Thank you, Julie. It is our honor to present the graduating class of 2025 for the degree of Master of Science in Human-Centered Design and Engineering. Students have provided brief statements which Professor Katya Chirakumuli and Professor Jennifer Turns will read.
Nisha Devasia. Nisha is so grateful to her cohort for making this degree such a supportive and wonderful experience. Chelsea Solometa. Chelsea is excited about leveling up her career as a UX researcher, exploring nascent realms of entertainment technology. Natasha Pietrushka. Natasha is grateful for her parents and partner's reminder of sunshine. And for Team Dot, let's keep designing and overhauling technology. Corbin Maynard. Corbin is grateful for all the friends and family that have supported him on this journey, particularly his parents, Scott and Judy. Malika Imangalieva. Malika is grateful for the support of her husband, family, and friends. Shout out to the HCD program that gave her the skills and opportunities. Chushwen Zheng. Chushwen thanks her incredible family and friends whose unwavering support paved a path for her to design beyond boundaries. Mina Zavari. Mina is trying to collect every HCDE degree, 2 down, 1 to go. She thanks her lovely family, friends, students, and mentors for their support. Chloe Yu. Chloe thanks her friends for their support and celebrates her perseverance throughout HCDE. Here's to the next chapter. Riva Lee. Riva thanks her family for their steady support and her HCD friends for the laughs, encouragement, and memories that made it all worth it. Ali Tsao. Ali thanks her family and friends for their support and herself for staying true to her design dreams throughout HCDE. You did it, Ali. Christina Saw. Christina thanks her family for their endless support and her HCDE friends for their laughs, late nights, and memories that shaped her journey. Anulia Gahokidze. Anulia thanks HCDE staff, family, friends, and faculty. She is excited to do this ceremony again in a few years to collect her PhD degree. Chloe Grubb. Eco by nature, creative by design. Eco by nature, creative by design. Chloe's crafting a greener future, one product at a time. Hwa Kyung Julie Kim. Julie sends a big high five to her family and friends for their endless support. She'll be continuing to pursue her journey as a product designer. Nick Sams. Long live the grit, resilience, and power that the Pacific Northwest and our communities birth within us. Haley Kim. Haley's time in HCDE shaped her as a designer and thinker. She's grateful to her professors, peers, and capstone team for the journey. Michelle Pei. Michelle would like to thank her parents, Mimi Zhang and Andy Pei, for their unconditional love and support. Deltarune tomorrow, Deltarune today. Jennifer Nguyen. Jennifer is the first in her family to pursue graduate school. Grateful to her loved ones and mentors for making this milestone possible. Raghav Sharma. Raghav is deeply grateful for the support from his family and friendships. He has found an ignited passion to raise the bar on good design. Harshita Shale. Harshita feels very blessed for all the love and light that has found its way to her through her dear family, friends, and discovering design. Michelle D'Souza. Michelle's grateful her whole support squad is in this room today. She's stoked to start her UX journey and create incredible experiences. Hyunjung Byun. Hyunjung is grateful to her cohort, lab mates, and advisors and looks forward to the next milestones on her PhD journey. Carla Castillo Roldan. From Los Angeles, Carla thanks her family, community, and mentors. She'll continue her PhD focused on health and well-being in the Latino community. Saumya Mehra. Saumya thanks her endless parents, capstone girls, and partner for their endless love through every meltdown and milestone. Her next stop, product design in New York City. Saksham Saxena. Saksham is thankful to family and friends who made the journey special and to the program for the freedom to explore and pursue his ideas. Purva Ticker. Purva is thankful for a journey of growth and learning made possible by the love and support of her family and friends. Keenan Herrera. Keenan thanks his family and friends for their constant support over the last 2 years. Youngjan Chang. Jan is grateful for the support of her family, friends, and HCDE professors for their support and mentorship over the last 2 years. Srushti Sadeshmukh. Miles apart but always close, her family support helps Srushti make every insight and pixel count. Divya Mavinkure. Divya is grateful for the connection she has built at HCDE and is most thankful to her family who have supported her throughout. Layed Ahmed Al-Shabab. Lael, a Yemeni designer, thanks her HCDE teammates, professors, and family, especially her parents and grandma, for their support. Durva Gaikwad. Durva thanks her family, friends, and mentors for their constant support and looks forward to facing the future with grace and gentleness. Brandon Perley. In HCDE, Brandon changed careers to become a designer at Zillow. He's grateful for the emotional support from his boyfriend along the way. Dayton Kelly. Dayton is an innovator and a change maker. In a couple of weeks, he'll be moving to Silicon Valley to work as a product designer at Meta. Ayush Chowdhury. Ayush thanks his family, friends, and mentors for their endless support and HCDE for shaping his journey to design for real-world impact. Love you, Papa, Mummy, and Akku. Kshitij Chabra. He wanted to say something funny, but the 140 characters aren't enough for his jokes or capture his gratitude for those present here. He just wants to say, Daniel Teramoto. Daniel is very grateful for all the support of his family and friends during his time at UW and says to remember to always trust the process. Michael Bowie. Post-grad, Michael plans to continue working in the music industry as a product designer. Jamie Chin. Jamie survived grad school with UX skills, research grit, and 17 types of tea. Jalene Jessamine Lee. Jessamine is grateful for the support of her mother, friends, and faculty mentor. Shout out to her amazing capstone project team. Oh. I'm her faculty mentor. We're back. No, it was my fault. Christina Marquez. Christina is excited to be graduating and starting her next adventure in Los Angeles, California. Crystal Torres. Crystal proudly joins the 8% of Latinas with a master's degree, made possible by the love, support, and resilience of her family and community. Rahul Gottimukala. Set out to craft new possibilities, Rahul is deeply grateful for all the opportunities and constant support of his family and friends. I can put that. Victoria Amoroso. Victoria thanks her loving husband for supporting her dreams of getting her master's degree and becoming a mom. Shout out to her capstone girls. Yes, Lin Shuang Natalie Yuan. Natalie is the best. Shout out to her family and friends for supporting her along the way. Tammy Jiachen Yang. Tammy is grateful to those who supported her journey from counseling to UX. She's excited and ready for what's next. Melanie He. From pipettes to prototypes, Melanie thanks her family and friends for supporting her as she navigates designs, deadlines, and AI. CU Wong. CU enjoyed every step of the HCD journey, especially creating designs that bring ease, joy, and meaning to people's lives. Angelique West. Angelique would like to thank her friends, family, and professors for their support during her career pivot to product design. Alex Medler. What started as a degree became a return to self. Alex became who their younger self needed and someone they're proud to be. Lancy Wren. Lancy is grateful for her parents' unconditional support and the friends she made along the way. Win-Chi Chan. Win-Chi thanks the amazing friends in HCDE and her family's endless support, still dreaming of making the world a better place. Flynn Robinson. Flynn thanks their friends, family, and the HCD faculty for helping them succeed in the program and is excited for whatever lies ahead. Motalani Shenbanjo. Mo is the last of his siblings to receive a master's degree. He sends love to his family and baby niece, also known as his tiny hype girl. Sua O. Sua thanks her parents, husband, and the capstone team and is grateful for the journey so far, ready to design with intention and impact. Carolyn Puisi-Chen. Carolyn is grateful for the friendship and community she has found through HCDE, especially through the Graduate Student Association.
Looking good. Looking good. Congratulations.
Candelaria Herrera. Thank you to her parents for all their help and support, and to her kiddos that have been so patient while Mama builds a better future. Dale Baker Jr. Dale is appreciative of the support from family, friends, and community. Post-grad, he will work as a product designer for the IBJ. Samsam Mohammed. Samsam is grateful for the support she has received and is excited to apply what she has learned in HCDE as a UX Research Junior Fellow. Chin-Yi Zhao. Dreamed, worked, grown, ready for what's next. Johnny Buck. Johnny centers Indigenous design, justice, and joy. He thanks his daughter, mentors, and movement family for fueling the vision forward. Yuka Fan. Yuka wishes everyone a happy, healthy, and wealthy life. Zwo Ya Jia. After cheering on the classes of 22, 23, and 24, it's finally her turn. Because yes, fashionably late is a graduation style. Anushka Kelkar. Anushka is grateful for the support of her loved ones, professors, and mentors, excited for the next chapter with one more degree. Harmeet Kaur. Harneet is eternally grateful to her family for making this dream a reality and is excited as she looks forward to the new adventures ahead. Alicia Mudbury. Alicia thanks her supportive friends and family, especially her dad, for his constant encouragement. She'll work as a UX researcher at Modern Health. Adrian Dipinar. Adrian's grateful for an endlessly supportive spouse and parents and delighted to be staying at UW in the Office of Research as a BA UX manager. Carlton Latimore. With a background in architecture and psychology, Carlton is thankful to God, his family, and friends while receiving his second master's degree. Bhumika Bangalore Rajiva. Bhumika thanks her family, Mysore, and Seattle friends, and Dr. Sonia Savelli for guiding her into research on sound transit operations at COSAR. Hongjin Yang. With gratitude to family, friends, and the HCD community, Hongjin is excited to start his career as a product designer. Yubo Shao. Yubo starts his journey as a product designer now. Haoran Shi. Haoran is grateful for the support of his family and friends. Shout out to the mentors and teammates who shaped his journey in HCDE. Hongdi Shu. Hongdi is grateful for his mentors, family, and friends. He will continue exploring UX research in the tech industry after graduation. Paige Han. Paige designs with clarity, care, and curiosity. At Oleria Security, she's shaping secure human-centered experiences in identity security. Regina Tang. Regina is grateful for her family, friends, and ever late night design critique for shaping her into the designer she is today. Ashley Morcos. Ashley dedicates today to her friends, family, and loving husband, her anchors through grad school, career pivots, and everything in between. Sarah Stummy. Sarah is grateful for her family and partner support and for professors and peers who encouraged wild ideas, play, and reflection in design. Ana Isabel Pulido Villanueva. Isabel is proud to reach this milestone and so grateful to have shared the path with her partner, friends, team, and parents. Hurley Tan. Officially done. Huge thanks to the peers, mentors, and families who made the journey unforgettable. Seattle summer, she's so ready for you. Harry Rappaport. Harry is grateful for the support of his family, friends, and the HCD community, as well as for his stellar capstone project teammates. Belty Graziosi. Belle is grateful for the support of their partner, family, and the friends they've made throughout the program. Sydney Ann Drever. From research to design, Sydney's journey was shaped by empathy, curiosity, and the support of Eben, mom in memory, and dad. Kelsey Sarrell. 3 years in the design squiggle taught Kelsey that progress isn't linear. Thanks to Peter and Vinny for surviving the ride with her. Jim Kim. Jim is grateful for the support of his friends and family and all the new relationships he's built during his time in the HCDE program. John Stroshine. After juggling work, classes, and a newborn over the last 4 years, John is grateful for his family, friends, and coworkers for their support. James Tran. James thanks his family and friends for all the love, as he is the first in his family to not only finish a bachelor's, but now also a master's, LFG. Zelia Gomez da Costa Lai. Grateful to have her family travel from Macau for this milestone. Thanks to Delvin, friends, and family for their unconditional support. Rich Campasano. With a passion for inclusion, social impact, and a hunger to keep growing, Rich leaves HCD grateful and ready to tackle what's next. Patrice Elaine DeRoy. Patrice is grateful for the support of her family and mentors. She's excited to apply her HCD learnings as a software engineer at Microsoft. Bonnie Liu. Bonnie thanks her husband, friends, family, and professors whose support and guidance helped turn her design dreams into reality. Thank you. Kelsey Yeh. Thanks to the support of her husband, family, professors, and peers, Kelsey was able to chase her dreams in HCDE while also parenting a toddler. Hung Tran. Hung wants to thank her family for their incredible support in the last 4 years and shout out to her amazing capstone group. There's more. We just took a quick sitting break. We're good. Ready to go. I thought that felt too small. Pooja Tekade. Pooja is grateful to her family and friends for their endless love and support. Couldn't have done it without you all. Ready for the next chapter. Alekia Yadavali. Alekia thanks her family and friends and dedicates this milestone to her grandparents, whose love shaped her strength. This one's for them. Lakshmi Narayana. Lakshmi is super grateful to be here and would like to thank all her family and friends. She misses mom and dad on her big day. Akshay Lakhanpal. Akshay thanks his mom, brother, best friend, friends made in HCDE, his mentors, and his HCDE professors for their guidance. Gabriel Kochevrin. Gabriel is grateful to his family for their love and support and to all his friends for their constructive criticism and acceptance. Haley Holmes. Haley thanks her family and friends for their love and support throughout this crazy career pivot. Congrats all, and on to the next act. Neharti Mudada. Neharti is grateful for the knowledge and support her family, friends, and HCD department have given her over the past 2 years.
All right, we got everyone that time. Thank you. Congratulations to the entire master's class of 2025. I will next welcome Professor Kate Starbird, Director of the HCDE PhD program, who will present the candidates for the Doctor of Philosophy degree in Human-Centered Design and Engineering.
All right, thank you, Julie. It's my honor to present our PhD graduates in Human-Centered Design and Engineering. Of all of our students, doctoral students spend the longest time with our department, engaging in depth through research and contributions to our educational programs. Students have provided brief statements which Professor Beth Kokel will read, and I will be joined by each student's advisors to hood our graduates. Their advisors will also share a few words with the graduates, or about the graduates.
Dr. Stephen Goodman. Advised by Leah Finlater, Stephen is thankful for his advisor, Professor Finlater, and the support of his parents, siblings, and partner, Catherine.
All right. Hi, Stephen. It is my pleasure to celebrate Stephen Goodman today. Stephen's dissertation is titled Human-Centered Sound Recognition Tools for Deaf and Hard of Hearing People. The sounds carry rich information about the world, so we can hear a siren or footsteps behind us can indicate personal safety information, for example, or nearby voices can give a sense of social activity in an office. Many deaf and hard of hearing individuals are strongly interested in these sounds and other ones, yet sensing sounds and alerting the user of only the most important ones in a complex soundscape presents challenging human-centered design and technical problems. So to tackle these problems, Stephen's first study focused on how deaf and hard of hearing users want sound information to be delivered and on how context impacts those preferences. He built and evaluated a smartwatch sound feedback prototype and identified key design implications, including the importance of both visual and haptic feedback and of being able to filter and personalize what sounds the user receives. So then in follow-on work, he dived into that personalization problem, specifically looking at how can we support deaf and hard of hearing users in being able to train and assess sound recognition models, even though the underlying sound, the raw data, the underlying sound is not necessarily accessible to them. So Stephen investigated different types of visual feedback and built an end-to-end training and evaluation pipeline designed to support this task and accessible to deaf and hard of hearing users. Overall, Stephen's work informs the design of emerging sound recognition tools and does so in a way that supports deaf and hard of hearing users in being able to tailor those systems to their own individual access needs. Stephen is truly a researcher of many talents, demonstrating human-centered research skills, careful design work, and strong technical expertise throughout his dissertation work. So thank you for letting me work with you, and congratulations again, Stephen.
Thank you very much.
Wait, what's your name? Dr. Melinda McClure Hockey. Advised by Kate Starbird, Melinda is the first in her family to earn a PhD. She's grateful to her committee, her family that's here today, and especially her husband, Ryan.
So it's my absolute pleasure to celebrate Melinda McClure Hockey today. Melinda's dissertation is titled Truth-Seeking as Collaborative Work, Expert Journalist Infrastructure in High-Stakes News Moments. Melinda began her PhD studies all the way back in 2018. She came in with a background in engineering and an interest in using her skills to address the challenge of pervasive falsehoods online. Her first study looked at journalists reporting on the information or misinformation beat, journalists trying to report on lies and conspiracy theories that were spreading across social media spaces. Her work surfaced challenges that these journalists face, from accessing data to connecting with experts during fast-moving events. In her second study, she attempted to address some of these challenges, facilitating collaborations between academic researchers and journalists. That work supported journalists in reporting on dozens of fast-moving stories during the 2020 US election, an amazing example of public scholarship. Afterwards, Melinda reflected upon both the struggles and opportunities with researcher-journalist collaborations. She also began to realize that the solution to better reporting was rarely a new tool or dashboard. Instead, it was about building and reinforcing infrastructure, including human infrastructure, for sharing data expertise during rapidly unfolding events. Now, Melinda took a break after the 2020 election. She went off and launched a successful startup called Proxy, which had nothing to do with any of this research. But fortunately for all of us, she returned in time for the 2024 election. For her final study, she collaborated with organizers at VoteBeat to study novel collaboration that connected a range of experts with journalists to cover fast-moving stories, including false rumors about election integrity in 2024. Melinda's final insights include a vision for future collaborations to support journalists in accessing experts for real-time support during high-speed, high-stakes events. In other words, to help professional journalists compete with other influencers in reporting the news during dynamic times. For her leadership and impactful public scholarship, Melinda has been awarded the 2025 PhD Leadership and Engagement Award. Please join me in congratulating Melinda McClure Hockey.
Congratulations to our PhD graduates, and congratulations to the entire HCD class of 2025. Love it. Everyone here in HCDE is so excited to see where you'll go, what you'll do, and how you'll contribute to building a more just future. I know that times of transition can be a big mix of emotions. We know many of you are so excited to be here and proud to be finishing today. We know many of you will also be sad to be leaving your friends and classmates behind as you go on to your next steps, or even try to figure out what those next steps might be. Please take heart that your time in HCD does not need to end today. What comes next is your opportunity to connect in the department in a new way, helping us learn from you as we welcome you back to help mentor students, give guest lectures and classes, be a judge for capstone, and come to our alumni social events. Finally, I want to thank all the friends, family, and supporters of our students, including those watching online on our live stream. We know how much it takes to make a supportive community to bring out the best in everyone, and our students are the best thanks to your support. Let's give a hand to all the friends and family here and supporters. All right, everyone, you may have noticed we turned the lights on. Get your cameras ready because we're going to do the ceremonial tossing of the hats, if you want. I know some of you have carefully pinned them in. All right, everybody's ready. Okay, we got all the cameras going. All right, stand on up, class of 2025. If you'd like. All right, on the count of three, we're going to do it, all right? So on three, get your caps ready. All right, cameras ready? All right, 1, 2, 3. Congratulations! Woo! Thank you, everybody. This concludes our ceremony. Congratulations. Come find your friends and family and give them a hug and pictures. Thank you.
Looking out for a place to go. You come to anybody could see that. And it's young and the music's fun. Real rock music. Everything's fine. You're in the mood for that. And when you get upset, you are. Oh, easy to turn it on. Even burning them. You're in the mood for that. When you get the chance, you are. She. She. That way. Sure, you'll be amazed to be hacked by everyone. It's you. Sure, they can be done. Oh, I'm doing it. I'm so. You will go. It's gonna be doing that day. No, show you. She. Down. Down. I. This. It's a boy. I will read it. Oh, what a joy. Just come on now. Do it if you are. I'm sorry.